Hunter chapter 402. And then we'll double back to the official on this. I'm starting to use the scan translations only because we're going to be using them going forward because I will be reading them on scan day. So it's for the sake of the content, to be honest. It might convolute some theories and things like that, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. So last chapter and the chapter before, obviously, chapter before, Melody had the meeting with the third prince. We had the invitation from the fourth prince. We got Homeboy with the super steady heartbeat. Things going on there. The curse against Fugetsu. 401. Beyond Netero has many children. They all had then awoken at birth. They had a curse placed on them to kill princes, likely due to the fact that one of the princes is Beyond's child, given that it seems to enter the Seedurn ceremony, you only need the maternal lineage to do so. That was pretty much the focus of the entire chapter until the end, when we saw Kanzai and Beyond together talking. Beyond wants to meet with somebody. We don't know who. That's it. The beginning of the chapter also saw Longhee use her ability, Moonlight Act, Transparent Words. It is a contract manipulative ability that either allows Longhee to bestow a boon or a punishment to the person who signs the contract based on if they violate the terms or not. In Kurapika's case, the boon would be the ability to use Longhee's ability one time. The penalty would be a weak enforced state of Zetsu. The conditions are relative to an alliance, a peace treaty, effectively, with Prince Tubeppa, and that treaty would maintain renewed once per week every time Longhee reports to the or rather, if a soldier of Tubeppa's representative reports to the Nen classes on the Sundays or something like that. The other conditions, which I do remember, are that the reward would be granted if none of Beyond's children are found to be the princes, or if Kurapika finds Beyond's child prior to Longhee or the end of the succession contest. The treaty would also be broken under the condition that there are only two princes left, that being Wobble and Tubeppa. There were other conditionals allotted for certain things, but basically no malicious Nen abilities would be able to be used against Tubeppa or her emissaries that would break the contract and enter Kurapika into a forced state of Zetsu. We got all the rules, we got all the complications of it and everything. Okay, let's go. Chapter 402, Letter. We're in room 1003 in Zhonglei's quarters. In the event that the 3rd, 5th, and 14th princes be the last standing, the 5th and 14th princes will withdraw from the succession war. Prince Wobble, I understand, but Tubeppa on the other hand. Have any official documents been drawn up as proof? Yes. In addition, Prince Wobble's team has requested that Sakata and Hashito remain with them indefinitely. Sakata and Hashito being the 3rd prince's guards. The one, I remember what the one looks like. It's just the dude with the very Pokemon-esque one angle black hairstyle. Kurapika's proposal moves Prince. What? Zhonglei. I don't know why they just whatever. So on top of our peace treaty, Kurapika also accepted my partner contract. Affirmative. His only condition is that the prince and queen be present when he comes to this room. And the 3rd prince's private guard has requested that they be present as well to divulge information. That's actually better for us. If we get to live with Prince Wobble and the queen too. So they're colluding with Wobble. No, with Kurapika. Here, as a token of my appreciation. This is your 2nd coin, right? The more you accumulate, the greater the reward. Yes, sir. It would be my honor. By the way, Rihan, by the way, in the background processing all this. If you keep that on you at all times, you'll be endowed with good luck, including a surrender clause is progress, but in this war, is surrendering even a positive thing? And what's with this coin? I assume that something would happen after the 10th day, but perhaps it won't activate while it's in my possession? Sarayadnik didn't come to the bank. Sarayadnik. I'm going to say Sarayadnik. I'm just going to say that going forward. Sarayadnik didn't come to the banquet. Meaning an alliance with me isn't one of his priorities. And I can't waste time while Benjamin's private soldiers are targeting me. I need to redirect their attention. What's up with this? It's Zhonglei, right? That's the Shou Rai Zhong. That's probably. I'll just say Zhonglei. At the next meeting, please highlight how close you are to Prince Zhonglei's side for the First Prince's Guard. And the Nen Beast comes out, looking at him. Her Nen Beast appeared right after signing the peace treaty. If that wasn't just a coincidence, then it could mean a conditional type ability. Okay. What would be the condition? I wonder. What would be the condition? And it has to do something with diplomacy, I imagine. But what does it do? We're just going to put a pin in that. Tubepa's ability likely is involving some form of diplomacy or... I have no way how to interpret it. Balsamico. What did he do? Did he plug something into his boot? Or did he pull it out? Looks like he put it in. One of our country's many mass murder tools. A flaw was discovered, so it never made it out of development, but if used properly, it can be the perfect silent killer. At first, the symptoms resemble gastroenteritis, and it's this misdiagnosis that would lead people to think it's infectious. If one plays it by the book and quarantines the target, you can keep unnecessary deaths down. It was probably something in his shoe that was a key or a magnet to open something else. I don't know. I don't know how to interpret this at all. But yeah, it looks like he pushed something into his boot and got something else. Or he just pushed something into his boot and then retrieved something else from his pocket. Anyways, you can keep unnecessary deaths down. The viral bodies are weak and won't last 30 seconds once airborne. But should a human inhale it during that time, it'll spread throughout the body and cause multiple organ failure within half a day. It also causes the target's body to decompose quicker, so the bacteria will help mask the cause of death in the autopsy. In a room with no air circulation, it has a 100% success rate at the hotspot. Damn. It fell out of use because the potency falls off rapidly as you get further from its deployment, but it's perfect for this task. Okay, so every half meter or so, it gets noticeably weaker. But within 1 meter, it's like, that's the center. That's about the radius. So, okay, so he's going... I understand what happened now. So I think he put a cartridge in the other side of his shoe, opened this side of his shoe to put the actual capsule in, so he could deploy it whenever he wants. It's going to deploy from his shoe. I understand now. And the switch is in his hand, up his sleeve. I'm fully here. Cartridge / dispenser, then actual fuse / dose, then switch. That's where we're at. With this, I'll erase Halkenburg. Okay. Hey, I didn't expect to be seeing Balsamico make a move in this chapter or start to, but welcome. Moves are being made. 9.67. How many seconds? Damn, finally beat 10 seconds, huh? Still a long way to go. Let's try again in another 10 seconds. Finally? And he's multitasking. I had mastered Zetsu from birth, and it still took me an entire year of training to reach this level. They even call it the 10-second wall, and yet... Zetsu from birth. Another one? He's one of them? So Theta's partner is one of them. Okay. So... under 10 seconds to do what? Is he... He's trying to activate Zetsu in under 10 seconds? Or... like passively? Maybe I'm just misreading this. I might not be on top of my game today. I'm not sure. But that's how I'm going to interpret it for now. Half a year for me is one day for him. What a monster. Theta was right. Judging from his personality, this guy will just use politics or Nen to satisfy his own desires. I've got to do something. No, it's excellent progress. This growth is unprecedented. According to her, an ability activates when he enters Zetsu, which is incredibly rare even among specialists. My only theory is that when a Nen beast is constantly blessed with such a raw amount of aura and then has it cut off by Zetsu, the ability triggers. Then again, Theta being manipulated by the attack she suffered is also a possibility. Regardless, I've still not even seen the thing. Knock at the door. Prince, it's about the hunter named Melody. Uh-huh. Be stupid to make a move without more information. It seems the Justice Bureau also doubts her alibi and has decided to prolong her custody. Prince Benjamin appears to be of the same opinion. He's posted his own soldiers to keep lookout. Don't get outmaneuvered by that giant oaf. Keep meeting with her. Get her on our side and find out what she's thinking. He's maintaining Zetsu while playing a game and talking. Only those who have trained for decades should be able to do that. I can't even do that. This sucks. I feel insecure just watching him. Theta, you're amazing. Playing a video game, running, and talking. He's doing a lot. This mark? Okay. I saw it when she was getting changed. Looks like a bad bug bite, definitely. Definitely wasn't there when she tried to escape. This looks like injection marks. That's not possible. After we tried to escape, she returned to her room and then got brought straight here. I know that. It's likely a Nen mark. A mark? What's Kacho doing on the ceiling? Some Nen users have several conditions in order to use their abilities. She likely stepped on a trap and accidentally cleared one of them. Remember how strange she was acting yesterday? Yeah, so the flashback to when she's talking about how much she can use the magic. Wait, so an end user has tricked her into thinking she can use it as many times as she likes? We have to test her ability. I'm sure two doors will appear. One of them will be the enemy's trap. We have to show her and convince her. Convince her? She'll quit the second she realizes it's an attack. That'd be nice. Judging by her actions, she may be addicted. You're telling me it's like a drug? How awful. It's all that I can think of that would explain such a sudden change. At first, I thought one of the princes who requested a visit wanted to negotiate, but I was mistaken. At this rate, her body and soul won't last more than a few days. It must be a non-discriminatory type attack that affects all who get caught in the trap. What can we do? Well, we have to stop the user. But finding them without any leads is nigh impossible. I've got an idea. What's Kacho 2 cooking up over here? Okay, over to the boy. The seventh prince, Lugerus. Yeah, He's got to be using the mafia to flip drugs. Makes sense. It wouldn't be strange if that was his Nen beast. But the prince himself might be unaware of the attack. So even if you're right, getting him to stop will be almost impossible. Then we've got to beat him or his Nen beast. There's no time to waste. Well, his Nen beast does supposedly conjure up desire, right? This could track. But it doesn't seem like his MO. He doesn't seem to care about all this that much. I understand how you feel, but we need a plan. I've got one. Fuchin did a bunch of tests to see how far she can go with her power. I don't know if there's some kind of barrier sealing the ship, but she couldn't open a door outside of it. That said, she did manage to connect to a room with a lifeboat, meaning she can go there whenever she likes. But there's still one thing we've never been able to test. Whether or not another person can enter the tunnel? Exactly. But I think it should be fine. The condition is the outgoing door shuts if Fuchin enters it, and the return door shuts if I enter it. When we were kids, we had servants join our games too, meaning that until we enter, others are free to use the doors. I'd really like you to test it, Melody. Cacho, we're going to need more personnel. At least someone to carry Prince Lugerus to the lifeboat while I keep him unconscious with my flute. Ideally, he would agree to the escape plan and go on his own accord, but I doubt he's that stupid. So we're going to need your ability, Melody. Next up is someone to poison or restrain him right then and there. No. It's best if the cause of death remains ambiguous. I'll carry him. Doing it during our intel gathering makes for the perfect alibi. I don't like this. His private guard will probably claim they were hypnotized by your sound, but that won't be a problem. I'm sure they would test positive for drugs, so we could chalk it up as a hallucination. The story will be, suffering from an overdose, the prince made plans to flee the ship and passed away from a sudden heart attack. Thoughts? I don't have any problems with the plan per se. There's just one thing. Where will you link the door to? Prince Lugerus' room, right? Which means Fugetsu needs to have actually been there, correct? Yeah. I don't follow. Can you explain? Fugetsu needs to have been to the area where she wants to use her ability. So she'll need to get into Prince Lugerus' private chambers. Leave that to me as well. Just think of a reason why Prince Fugetsu would need to meet the other princes. The Justice Bureau is monitoring her, so naturally, we'll accompany her. There should be no risk of assassination. Other princes? Not just Prince Lugerus? It's a good opportunity to increase the amount of locations she can use, as well as hiding our true objective. You're right. It's cleaner that way. So, how about this? What is this guy's angle? Not bad. Claiming the letter is your dying message will intrigue the princes, and they'll likely accept it if we vouch that it's safe. As a precaution, it'll allow us direct access without informing them about our visit. But I'm not sure they'll let a younger prince hand it to them directly. Especially Lugerus. I'm sure he has a ton of things in his room he doesn't want the Justice Bureau seeing. Well, that depends on my negotiation skills. Worst case scenario, I'll file for a warrant and enter by force. Inform Prince Fugetsu. I believe I've already made my feelings clear, but... No, it's fine. We get it. There's something else I'd like to confirm. If you assist us further, you won't be able to return. Are you really okay betting everything on us? Of course. But it's not only out of my feelings for you. I support Fugetsu's claim because I believe it'll lead to the radical change the system needs. Especially with Kacho by her side, which will appease her mother as well. I can't hear even the faintest change to his heartbeat. This guy, man, just keep an eye on him. As long as I can't determine if he's lying, I have to be prudent and think of him as an enemy. I didn't join the Justice Bureau to blindly uphold old laws. It was to make this world a better, kinder place. For now, we still have value to him or whoever's manipulating him. I must maintain this relationship for Prince Fugetsu's sake. And if that means dirtying my hands, I'll gladly shoulder that burden, even if that new world rejects me in the end. Okay, hallway. Guards. All right. Big dog's headed through. Steiner's there. I request a meeting with the first prince. State your business. We would like to deliver a letter penned by the 10th Prince Kacho for the first prince. Before Prince Kacho passed away, she penned letters addressed to each prince. She wished for each of them to be handed directly to the princes upon her death. The Justice Bureau will stand responsible for any potentially hazardous materials, such as gunpowder or drugs, should they be found within the letters. To prevent any tampering, we ask that Prince Fugetsu be permitted to deliver the letter. Pass it over. I'll hand it to the prince. This letter likely contains important information pertaining to the succession war. If we go against the departed prince's wish, then the credibility of this document may be put into question. Please confirm with the prince. Understood. Let them through. There is one small thing nagging me. Speak. Oh, they see it behind her. I see. This is very bad. And it's only the preliminary symptoms. Thank you for granting me permission to visit, big brother. Do I have permission to cross the room? Of course. We've never even seen his face like this. This appears like real concern, but who knows? The Nen Beast reacted. To the curse? Huh. They were exorcised. Oh. I mean, all right. Just as I thought, they're low-ranking curses that possess those that have weak hearts and frail bodies. It doesn't appear to be Fugetsu's own guardian Nen Beast, nor part of a plan. Did they latch on due to her despair at losing our sister? She won't last another 10 days like this. But did they actually... Is he saying they'll come back and then... Huh. Interesting. We'll try to elaborate on that at the end of the chapter. And you want me to open it while you were present? If that is satisfactory. In case there's information relating to the succession war, I can act as the Justice Bureau's witness. Nothing political, just a standard letter. I see no reason to show you. Letter aside, have you found Moose yet? Or Moose? Not yet. Judging from the time First Prince Benjamin froze communications, we searched the most critical locations, but have yet to find anything. We can still search all the prince's bases by force if you'd like. No point. We both know the debate on who actually wields the power in Kakin always ends up in a stalemate. Regardless, it's not urgent enough to warrant imposing martial law. You're right. I'm glad he's so forthcoming. There are different levels of law enforcement. This case would only be a military level crisis, but he jumped straight to considering martial law, which only concerns national level threats. This confirms Prince Benjamin plans to abuse his powers. He was so focused on the letter that he let his true thoughts slip. We were right to come when Captain Balsamico was away. Seems like having all the princes read the letters was a good call. Interesting. This guy's... How do I put it? His value grows by the second. He is becoming a power player. Watch him be Beyond's kid. Wouldn't that be crazy? He's just like The demon of all demons. Okay, so we move along. We see Fugetsu give the letter to Beppa and Rihan's presence, and then Tyson, who looks sad. Facial expressions are always on point. I'm actually thankful. Meeting face to face is actually a small price to pay if it keeps the Justice Bureau off my back. We are the ones who are grateful for your cooperation. Facilitating communication between princes is one of our priorities. Really sucks about your big sis, huh? Indeed. Thank you for your condolences. About your big sis. So does he not consider half siblings relative to him, or was my blind shot in the dark actually, you know what? We'll table that information. The curses aren't following her anymore, though. Look at Basho. Well, I'll be damned. She went out with a bang, huh? She mentioned anything about these letters to you? Like y'all received the same letter too? No, she didn't mention a thing. Guess she wouldn't want her little sis getting caught up in this. It don't directly relate to the war, but best let one of the Bureau bigwigs read this. I'll confirm its contents, even though I'm the one who leaked it and had Kacho write them. It's a great opportunity to shake up the other prince's dynamics too. How do you intend on doing that? The Bureau has gathered confidential information on each of the princes. They're like little bombs we keep close to our chest in order to maintain peace and balance, and I can assure you that they will shake things up. Does it make sense for a young prince like Kacho to know that kind of information? Well, if the princes sniff the source of the leak, they'll get frantic, for sure. If people start looking into Fugetsu, I will protect her. I'll ensure she's not sent back to those dangerous dormitories, at least not until the war is over. I didn't expect Lucerus to reveal his letter. Maybe he's more scrupulous than anticipated. It contains information about Prince Serednik. But if it's only this letter, then it amounts to nothing more than a rumor. She's like, I don't care who wins as long as it's not Serednik. It could just be meant to stir the pot, but I'm sure if you look hard enough, you'll find some dirt. Not that I should be talking. Something ain't sitting right here. Why would she be using her dying message to drop bombs about the other princes rather than protecting her little sis? She just lose the plot? The contents of each letter must be different for each prince. Like, let the snakes eat each other. While I eat four, she could ask Big Ben to protect her dear little sis. Tricky sitch. I'll have to keep an eye out. It's right. What's right and wrong ain't for me to decide. You can hold on to that letter. That's the Bureau's job. But this letter is sus. It's all about balance, my man. Boy can think. It went great. If you're feeling tired, we can claim you're unwell and pass on the other princes. No, I'm fine. I want to help in any way I can. You see it. And those spirits are on her. Oh, that's so eerie. Prince Fugetsu, got a minute? My name's Basho, and I'm a colleague of Melody. Oh, nice to meet you. What can I do for you? Is it true you're feeling under the weather? If so, I may be able to help. Pure innocent light along the frosted roadway, shimmering so bright. Bars. It's a good luck charm. Hang on to it. Thank you. I'm grateful for your time and kindness. That should keep the lowest ranking curses away at least. But nothing's going to change if she doesn't deal with what's eating away at her. The rest is up to you, Melody. My guy Basho just shows up, takes over for like 5 panels, bounces. My dog. By including divine terms in the haiku, in this case, In the case of healing or purification, light, this Nen ability activates. This effect increases more with the use of seasonal words. So he's got a this bro has bungee gum of the words. This ability is versatile. It can do things. It's not very limited. And I think that's important to note, because we've seen some versatile abilities, but we've seen some that are exceedingly so. So I want to earmark this, because Basho could become, not saying to that level, but the type of player you see like a Morel or Hisoka, where they're just very adaptable. Because the initial use of his ability was not this. That's not what we saw. And it wasn't like a switch or something that would detonate, either healing or harmful. It was just, he could enact an outcome actively, but now it's being used passively. That's good information. We should think of alternative plans in case Lucerus isn't the culprit. Let's begin the moment Fuchan, or no, it would be Fuchan, right? Fuchin awakes. Well, that's probably her nickname for her, whatever. If we have her moved to a doctor's room for rehabilitation, we can post guards and bureau members to keep watch. It's the perfect alibi. Right. Basho has given us a little more time, but we still haven't determined the culprit. Thinking about practicality, I can use an ocarina, but it won't change the fact that I can't do anything else while using my ability. Not to worry. If the tunnel is only 10 meters long, I can carry him by myself. Other than these two, the only prince in Tier 2 is Halkenburg, and the rumbling earlier occurred directly above us, so either his ability or his guardian's Nenbeast must have been the cause. We need to figure out whether him collapsing was intended or just a side effect. I want as much information as possible, and hand him the letter immediately once he awakens. No problem. I put someone very close to me on the job. We've given the Ninth Prince all of the information. Benjamin's secret, Saradnik's evil doings, and even the truth about Halkenburg's own birth. What do you mean, the truth of his birth? What does that mean? What? Benjamin's secret, Halkenburg's birth. I mean, there's nothing surprising about Seri, right? It's enough to flip this war on its head. Let's hope Halkenburg can put this intel to use. Plus, one last letter to Karapika. The princes can't leave the boat as long as this damned war is still ongoing, but I'm sure you can come up with a plan that won't spill any more royal blood. Find the hidden path out of this war. Hunter chapter 402 end. Okay, so chapter notes here. Chapter notes are, we have Balsamico taking action against Halkenburg. Terms were sort of negotiated between 3rd Prince, 14th Prince, 5th Prince. 5th Prince, 14th Prince drop out if those are the remaining 3. 10-second barrier to activating Zetsu, or I'm not sure what this 10-second barrier is, but Saradnik, there we go. That's how I'm trying to like nail this down. He passed it in no time at all. There's the mark on Fugetsu, which is likely an end mark. Melody and Recreation Kacho seem to think it's come from Lucerus. We have no really indication of whether that's true, but based on what his Nenbeast is purported to do, it very easily could be. Homeboy with the heartbeat and the glasses is super suspect. The only time we hear his inner thoughts is when he's evaluating somebody else. We have no idea what his motives or intent are. I want to be clear on that. I want everybody to pay attention to that shit because we don't know. He's very good at the evaluation, but that's the only time we hear him think. We don't know his next move. We don't know what's on his mind, actually. He could be running a gambit right now. He's in the Justice Bureau. Realistically, he could just be trying to dismantle Cockeen from the inside. Or be trying to be a Bezef. It could be any number of things. Benjamin's expression is something I took note to. Benjamin said she's on her last legs. They fled. They weren't exercised. They fled. And his spirit, his Nen beast yelling at them made them take off. Wow, what a parting shot from Lugerus. Okay. Said, believe me, there will be plenty to find. Okay, so Lugerus finds it productive to bide his time here. Let them handle it. Got to keep the balance. So he just said, let me play it cool. Let me not get involved too quickly. Let me not make any rash decisions, which is smart. Pure light of winter. Glittering flakes fluttering, grace the frozen path. Nen activates by inclusion of words of invocation. Seasonal words further raise effectiveness. Yep, that's about the same. This will ward off the evil spirits for a while. So he gave her a ward. Nice. She's still in danger as long as she remains untreated. Factual. It's up to you, Melody. Prince Benjamin's secret, Prince Sereidnik's depravity, and the truth about Prince Halkenburg's birth. What does that mean? Prince Halkenburg will surely make use of it, and one more hope, Karapika. As long as the succession continues, the prince can't escape the ship. Please come up with something so no more princes have to die. Okay, so... yeah, my focus in this chapter is homeboy who thinks. But there's those information bombshells as well. I don't have too much to say there because it's just... It would just make my brain run in loops to even think about. Okay, so I'd rather not bother. Listen, whatever he does, I told you so. I told you so. I don't distrust him, but I don't trust him. I am so ambiguous on this man because he's plotting some big shit one way or another. And what if he's so steady? It'd be crazy. It'd be a crazy move if he's so steady, because similar to how Shalnark went on autopilot, he's also on autopilot, but in a different way. He just manipulates himself to make pragmatic decisions based on his virtues. What if he's in league with Pariston? What if he's a Pariston player? He's from the Justice Bureau of the V5, but I have no reason to assume Pariston's hand doesn't reach that far. Like I suggested, maybe he's just one of the random children before, but you know, he just seems like he has an infallible set of characteristics suited to the situation. Yeah, I don't know. I shouldn't say I don't trust or do trust this guy. He just bugs me. There's something about him. And Lugerus, on the other hand, doesn't bother me at all. Like, I don't find him malicious. I think he's smart and would prefer to mind his business, but he understands it is what it is. It's just game recognized game, as far as I can see. Not just because he is a prince in this country, but I think he knows how to play his role and just sort of do his thing. It's like the Hunter decree to never be too sure of your own opinion in the first place. It's what this whole thing is about. I just wish I knew, and I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know. Yeah, I'm going to be looking forward to 403. I'm going to be looking forward to finding out the circumstances of Prince Halkenburg's birth. I'm going to be looking forward to finding out Benjamin's secret. Not looking forward to finding out Sereidnik's depravity any more than we already have. Although, I would imagine it wouldn't involve the troop or the Kurta or anything in that realm of revelation, simply because I feel like we would have gotten a detail or two or an expression from Melody when it was revealed, if so. transparently she does know about the eyes. I'm looking forward to seeing what Benjamin's true character is as well, because we have not seen. I want to be clear, it's not that I think he overly cares about Fugetsu, but I thought there was a very curious panel and reaction to her, given that every other sibling we've seen him around, he wants dead now, and he saw the spirits around her and did not look or reflect happily upon it. Balsamico is also like a move maker through and through, and also seems to be a bit of a crutch for Benjamin in terms of maintaining composure and a poker face, like just a veiled presence, which is why Big Brain Homie was happy that he wasn't there. I don't really have too many further thoughts on this. The circumstances of the treaty are interesting, and I think we also have to look forward to figuring out what Zhonglei's Nenbeast does. I'm wondering too if the solution to the curses on Fugetsu is a Nen Beast, or if the Kacho's Nen Beast, which reincarnated as her for the sake of Fugetsu, is a Nen Beast that's causing it. I don't think that's likely. That seems a little too straightforward, but also it's kind of push and pull that you come to expect, the monkey paw curling, so to speak, in this show. I probably could rant further, but I think that's a pretty good place to park it. And we still need to know who Beyond wants to see. Could it be him? That's my final thought. That's it. Like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube, follow the Twitter, it'll be in the description. I don't really have much more else to say here. It was a great chapter. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be looking forward very much so to 403. We'll be there with the scans when they drop as soon as I'm able. And take care. Have a great day. Let me know what theories or musings you guys have on any of these things, whether it be Basho's utility or Heartbeat Man or Benjamin's secret, Halkenburg's birth, anything of the sort, to be honest. Any of these dynamics in the chapter, I would love to hear all of you guys' thoughts on all of this and maybe get into a discussion about it. And we'll talk soon. See you guys next week. Later.